Social media is rather dangerous. And this is not only because scammers, predators, and Xbox players lurk in literally every corner of the internet, but it's because society kinda got complex as time went on. The transition between scavenging for survival to any female born after 1993 can't cook, all they know is McDonald's, charge they phone, twerk, be bisexual, eat hot chip and lie, has been a fast and frightening one. The bar, which is set for the amount of mental gymnastics you have to do just to be part of a functioning modern society, just keeps on getting higher. Especially with social media involved. So the question today is, why use social media at all? Simple. Porn. Or memes, or like artistic inspiration, or right, listen, this is how to alt Twitter. A handful of friends and I have picked up an interesting habit that I want to delve into today. Social media in 2020 is much more widespread than 10 to 15 years ago. When I got my first Facebook account, I was around age 12. Which, by the way, I went back and saw some of my cringe-ass baby wiener haver 2009 posts, and sweet mother of Christ, if you've ever met like a living, breathing 12-year-old, you'll know that they are the last person that should ever have a Facebook account. I don't know if y'all outside the UK know about the classic maths homework website mymaths.co.uk, but I was out here soliciting. Was I high? Was I K-holed off my ass? Was I... I got my first Facebook account at age 12. I had a good chunk of my school year as friends on it. This was a manageable and appropriate number of people to embarrass myself in front of. Flash forward 12 years and I've got my papa, my mum, all my siblings, most of Nottingham's Poetry Society, not a joke, colleagues and managers from jobs I have not worked in years, estranged family members I've not seen in over a decade, friends, friends of friends, some literal strangers, and Connor. Hope you're okay, bud. And as my friends list grew, so did I. Over those 12 years, I've picked up a lot of new interests, hobbies, and subjects of activism outside of mymaths.co.uk. There's a whole new world of shit I'd love to talk about on social media, but there's also an entire world of different people who will see that shit. So let's break down the various social media I have and how I use them. Facebook. To connect with friends and family, spectate some mutual interest groups within reason, and shitpost. Twitter. To engage with YouTube fans and mutuals, to keep up to date with trending topics, to follow some artists, creators, educators, and anyone whose work inspires me, and also shitpost. YouTube. To connect with and spectate other creators, and The Thing, which you're watching right now, which is also a shitpost. Reddit. My anime list. I mean, my account exists, but I don't like use it. Gaia Online. I get the feeling that this joke is wearing off. Like, there probably isn't a single other funny social media account that I could eat. Fur Affinity. No, thank you. No, not about that. No. Okay, all jokes aside, let's go back to the important stuff. There's the big three here that I want to talk about. Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. On all three of these social media platforms, I have something that could be described as an audience. There is a demographic of people who will see me and at times interact with me directly. And as we all know, you can't just be honest on the internet. You've got to do all this masking and upkeep of your reputation. For not even a second can you let your audience know how flawed you are. They can't know that you spend most of your free time watching videos with titles like TikToks that combust with Vine energy, or that you crave the romantic approval of others to a psychotic degree, or that women who have even the slightest resemblance to Velma Dinkley make you want to bust out your pen and paper and write some new innovative story ideas to submit to the staff who currently own the rights to Scooby-Doo. Cannot be authentic online, right? Wrong! While I am mostly joking here, of course you can have some amount of authenticity with your audience. What I'm actually trying to say is that there is the separate, incredibly small and specific audience who are happy to both see the most ugly and uncensored side of you, and also reciprocate that in kind with the most ugly and unfiltered version of themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, this is reason one for getting an alt Twitter. Bad days. Your brain has limited space, and communicating ideas is often a way to reformat data that's just boggling about in your head. Do you ever feel like your head gets a little bit lighter once you've said something out loud? Many people also find that writing it down, like in a diary, a poem, or even a Twitter feed, can have a similar effect. And if you've curated a select group of people who can see these thoughts, and they also give a shit about you, you might actually get some uplifting or helpful responses. If you're doing this on your secret evil Twitter, this also comes without the normal consequences you might expect from listing out your problems on a public forum. To summarize, one way an alternative Twitter can be used is as a void to shout into, or a place to facilitate a different flavor of a support network. On my evil second Twitter, I have 4 or 5 very close friends following it, and we all do a similar thing where we will just vent, and then share, and chill, and be introspective and lovely, and it's nice. Reason number 2, gossip. You'll find that all the points I'm about to share generally boil down to just the one key point, which is just people hit different on secret evil Twitter. With regards to gossip, it is a cheeky fucking delight to see some of my friends pop off on their alt Twitters. Drama ain't great. Drama certainly is not cool when you're a functioning adult, but if there's gonna be drama, it might as well be a whole swole, juicy peach of drama. Some days, it's better than a Netflix subscription. Speaking of Netflix, I'd like to talk about today's sponsor. Fucking nobody, are you kidding me? Never. At some point though, I will be making a video promoting how good Netflix's new series The Great Pretender is, but that's another video. Back to alt Twitter. With regards to the gossip, there is just so much storytelling of A's being F'd and D's being S'd. It's it's crazy! I love it! It's like when you hit up Wikipedia to get the extra lore on a video game, to like, seeing how your friends interact is like the gameplay, and then going on their secret extra Twitter is the hidden backstory. Anywho, I'm sure you all were predicting this, but the third and final benefit of an alt Twitter, WAP. Twitter is the most wild breeding ground for the horny. And for the purposes of this video, I'm gonna split all of the horny content into 3 categories: consumption, support, and sharing. For the things that can be consumed, amongst a small army of artists determined to draw enough bazongas so that all 7 billion human beings could be replaced with JPEGs of naked ladies, there is also a mountain of whamming, wiener havers, and NB booty shakers, all with the purpose of trying to pop they pussy like this, shake your body, don't stop, don't miss, exclusively on twitter.com. If you're a modern human being who can derive some amount of titillation from the uncensored human form, then I am sure you will find something to appreciate on your secret evil Twitter. For the support side of things, I do have a handful of friends who are trying to sell a product. Their image might be a brand that men and women would pay money to look at. Maybe I, as their friend, want to promote them. Maybe I want to celebrate them in the comment section. Maybe I'm just trying to see a titty. Either way, it's hard to engage with or support things like this on your normal public Twitter, but on your secret evil Twitter, hell yeah, be spamming those retweets. And finally, with regards to the stuff that you can share, kind of goes back to the gossip. On top of the drama you might get from friends, ladies and gents might also want to share a conquest or two. And if you're comfortable sharing, and you're not too disrespectful about the degree with which you kiss and tell, you can have a colossal laugh hearing about all the enveloped meats and scrambled ham sandwiches. All in all, social media can be very, very fun, and also pretty spooky. I just thought that it was really interesting that there seemed to be this curious habit of having more than one account to sort of separate your business from your pleasure. Whether you want to connect and engage with people far and wide, or if you just want to connect with... Hang on, let me check my deck. Daniel Radcliffe's delicious arsehole, then there will probably be a flavour of social media for you. Before I end this video, I want to leave you with 2 things. 1, please tell me in the comments how you like to use social media. And 2, think for a moment. Instead of asking what you could do for Twitter, ask what Twitter could do for you. Peace. Good evening, everyone who stayed to the end of the video. Before I sign off today, there are 2 things that I wanted to point out. 1 is that a lot of the music I used in this video is from a brand new indie game called Going Under. I've given it a play and it is wonderful, and I really recommend checking it out. I think, oh, my phone is vibrating. I think indie games really need the support. They're not AAA, they can't get the same advertising, and it's a good idea to spread good news about good games when we can, so please give the game a check. Secondly, I want to point out all the new animated assets I got from Kinokashi on Twitter. They are a wonderful artist, and I really recommend their work. If you are looking for some very, very cutesy commissions, or even just a lovely artist to follow online, please check them out as well. Otherwise, here's the singing. I've been staring at the edge of the water long as I can remember, never really knowing why. I wish I could be the perfect daughter, but I come back to the water no matter how hard I try. Every turn I take, every trail I track, every path I make, every road leads back to the place I know where I cannot go, where I love. Oh my god. See the line where the sky hits the sea, it calls me, and no one knows how far it goes. With the wind and the still and the still. Oh my god, what are the lyrics? One day I'll go. If I go, I'm fucking this up. If I go, there's just no telling how far I'll go. Yeah.